All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Yu Yu Hakusho, episode 67.
All right.
Genkai's back alive.
Genkai's back. I still don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm excited because we actually get now a full squad kind of thing again with our Yoda gender bent character here.
Right.
But will she be different? Will this be a different role that she'll have in the story because Yusuke and her will be more peers, or will this be something where she's more helping with his emotional kind of growth?
Right, because that was
knows?
the thing that made Genkai especially special in her role for Yusuke, right?
Yep.
But he's a lot stronger now. He still has all her powers, so like
He might need to
she
learn
can maybe
a lot
teach
of
him
her
some techniques.
individual
But,
techniques,
yeah, but other than that, like that's pretty much covered. And he's gone through a lot of the emotional growth over the course of the Dark Tournament that he needed to go on. So, you know, maybe she can help that stay permanent, you know?
Right. It's
like,
one of
not
those
fall into
things
old
where
habits,
I
but-
really feel like the next like segment of the story really has to make us believe that there was a very strong, almost meta reason as to why
She's
having her
alive.
back is important.
Mhm.
Because we kind of undid a death.
Right.
Even though this
we
story...
undid two.
Well, no, I know, but technically Kobar didn't
Right,
die.
right. Yeah.
The idea that even though the story started with a death being undone, it's important that you kind of maintain some kind of cohesion here as you move towards the latter half of the story. Because, well, with primary kind of shonen conflicts leading to power escalation, if you don't have death on the table,
Where's the stakes?
well, like, you have to make other stakes.
Right.
And
the
that's
show
important.
knows how to do that, right? You can totally have emotional stakes that's about the development of them as people.
Right.
But, you know, that's one
Those
less
are-
card in your hand.
Those are just harder to do.
Right.
Just in general. So, yeah, new arc, new stuff with the story, maybe a time skip, maybe some stuff with regards to what might have been potentially came from the aftermath of the Dark Tournament, because there was some foreboding stuff that was hinted at.
That name-dropped figure from Taguro's past that definitely won't be relevant again. But if they are, how and why is there that person that looks like a demon Sakyo in the ED? And
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this. New OP. Oh, but it's the same
song. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Oh,
So,
shit.
are we going to like a new like spirit world location of some kind?
Maybe.
Oh,
It's just
shit.
showing the aftermath, or is some dark spirit awakening?
No, I think something blew up the remains of the Dark Tournament.
Oh shit.
After that.
No way.
Oh crap!
No! You're kidding! He's alive?
Shit!
All right.
A new prologue. What?
I'll never get caught up. Next time I go somewhere, I simply must find a way to clone myself.
Go in with her.
I mean, you're making progress. It used to be
We
stacked
got
to the
problems.
ceiling.
Yes, I agree. He's big and blue and wears leopard underwear, and he never seems to leave me alone.
I'm serious, sir.
The world is a happy flower.
Smart, sassy girl at your service. Oh dear, your breathing exercises. What's happened?
Oh no!
I'd like to know that myself. This isn't about apparitions.
What?
Oh, I wasn't expecting another crisis so soon.
Yeah.
Listen, I need you to go to the human world. Tell Yusuke to keep his eye out.
If Koenma's getting it, maybe there's like a serial killer going around just killing people?
It's such a pretty day, too. Doesn't feel right to be locked up in a school.
No, it
I
doesn't.
think I just got sick.
Me too. Heard the arcade's got medicine.
I guess we'll have to go then.
Don't even think about skipping school. Your mom had to do lots of convincing just so they wouldn't fail you this year.
Oh, yeah,
Makes
because...
sense. The world still has
Yeah.
to do algebra. Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Hey, look
But,
at
yep,
here.
yep.
This girl's got 2 boyfriends. You think you got room for a third, honey? What's your deal? They're just kids.
Wait.
That's the look of a killer.
Or do they recognize him? Are
Oh.
they not human?
We'll be late for school.
Maybe
They're
it's
not
just
human.
they've been so
Sure.
hardened by the
You
Dark
ready,
Tournament.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not intimidated
They're
in the
not, man.
slightest.
Yeah. Shit. Kuwabara just they're
Yeah.
not
That
men.
look he had. Like the eyes of a war vet. You know, he's seen
Yeah.
something rough.
Right, they're
Yeah.
bullies, so they can tell just
here we
how
go.
little fear there is.
Here we go.
Yusuke Urameshi.
2 of our trio.
He seems as bad as we've heard.
Oh my
Good
god.
thing.
That hair.
Who's the leader, though? The one that's not with them?
No, it's
Has to
obviously
be.
the one with the hair that's making a statement. Huh.
He's training, you
The
know.
air in this town is thick with energy. Demon insects flock to it like sharks to an open wound.
Oh.
A sign of things to come? Or is the danger already here? Then again, what do I care?
Nice.
Then again, that whole thing of never losing your cool is really, well, cool. Like a movie star.
Who is that at the door?
Yep.
Damn.
No one there. Pulling that was a joke, right?
Sorry, must be my imagination.
Yes.
So, want to do something after school?
Actually, I do need to finish this book first.
Sure, we understand. Maybe we'll chat after you're done.
Wow, Kara, they are all over you.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
This species,
Looks similar to what he had got.
Yeah.
distant cousin of the Makai that the St. Beast
Yeah.
supplied.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Before it had its effect.
Chimera Antark.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Tagashi ripping off Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. God.
Ugh.
How could he?
Yeah.
Botan with a haircut.
Botan with a boombox.
Like a pixie cut, you know, like a short.
Ooh,
haircut.
yeah, that looked great.
Forget it, you guys. We got our piece. Now we should be enjoying it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to life than shoving punks into pavement.
Exactly.
Kuwabara's
Wisdom.
musings.
Kuwabara Sensei.
Yeah.
He's changed.
Yeah.
I say a girl dumped him again.
Ha!
Wow.
My sweet love. That's twice now that we've had to go to our separate worlds. But I know someday we'll be together for good.
Indeed,
Till
man.
then, I'll try and be a better man.
Spirit gun!
Oh my god.
Daydreaming, pack a rearview mirror.
Of all the nerve, assault me and then ask for a meal, you're getting squat.
That's how you treat a guy who wins the whole dark tournament?
Thanks for saving my life, and I'll
Oh!
my sandwich.
Damn good!
Don't try with the guilt trip, Urameshi. My manly power is what carried us. When
Yes!
have you ever saved me?
Yes!
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry, I
shit!
can't count them all.
Oh, shit!
Like or hate each other?
Something tells me they were an old married couple in a former life.
The
Yes.
only question is who was the husband and who was the wife?
True! True!
Oh my god.
I mean,
Choices make me sick.
or, you know, both husbands.
I guess you just couldn't resist playing the schoolgirl again?
You know me so well.
Yeah, well, if you came with another job, I'm not in the mood. Just tell my secretary.
You brat! Shovel
God
stuff on
damn.
me.
Mr. Urameshi, Mr. Kuwabara,
Uh-oh.
the class bell rang some time ago.
I'm glad we get to see this guy
Yeah, yeah.
As for you, miss, are you a new student?
again.
Yeah.
I've never seen you here. Who's your teacher?
Foreign exchange student. Yes, my English very choppy.
Hold on. Not so fast.
What are you doing? You're leaving now?
Sorry, I'd rather not have to explain to your teacher why I can fly. We'll talk after school.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, yeah. Alright, bro. See you there.
Maybe Yusuke wishes he had a job.
Everything feels so stupid and dull.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You're bored.
Hell out of here.
Hey!
A full day of school isn't that bad. Well, at least you got through it. Now, don't forget poo.
Give me a break, Keiko. I already told you I look dumb lugging that thing around.
And ta-da, a portable poo. People will just think you have a stuffed animal. You are okay, right?
Yeah, like, hey, man. Like...
Just promise me you won't do anything dumb.
Again with the nagging! Don't do this! Don't do that! When have I ever acted dumb?
Besides getting run over by a car?
Stupid life. The one girl who knows anything about me uses it as a weapon. I'm so happy to be back home!
I thought we were past that point, Yusuke.
So what happened with you and Botan? Did
The
she give you
turf
new
war
case
on
or
the
something?
horizon.
Nah, we just made out. Then Keiko caught us and a fight broke out.
I'm serious, Urameshi. Just tell me what you talked about.
He doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe him at all.
Nope.
Maybe that's the problem. I mean, after I beat Tagoro, well, he was the strongest demon there was, right? Now that he's finished, well, what could challenge me? You jerk! What the hell did you do?
I almost
for?
died because he challenged
Sorry
you.
for you for nothing. Whining for no good reason. I thought you'd lost your spirit energy like I have.
Wait, what?
Joke, huh? So you can't make your spirit sword?
Heck, I can't even make a butter knife since the final round ended.
Oh.
I'm worried it's a side effect from that crazy trial sword. If things don't turn around soon, I think I'm gonna see Genkai about it.
Okay.
Yeah, they did say there was side effects, potentially.
Yeah. The Ginyu Force. Posing.
Singular, raising the bar.
Yusuke Urameshi.
Dated myself.
That is your name, right? We heard you fight. Care to prove it?
Aren't you gonna say hello to me? I'm Kuwabara, you know.
Easy with the sidekick complex.
Wow.
These guys are a great excuse to avoid talking to Botan.
Hey, wait, this is dumb.
Maybe a regular knuckle buster is just what I need. Tell Botan I said hey.
What was that about, like,
Keiko
Keiko saying don't do something dumb?
Yeah,
That's
true.
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
I'll just fight
That's
with one
fair.
hand. And you should all come at once to make it go faster.
He's really sounding like Tagoro.
Yeah.
Actually, Yusuke, it'll just be me.
Oh.
Let me guess. You're giving up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yusuke.
That's enough. I don't want to write one of those sorry I beat up your kid notes to your mom.
I really like his sense of humor. Kido, how's it feel to get punched by him?
Okay, who the hell are you?
Shit.
Sato Kido, junior high student. I'm a human born in this city just like you.
Specifying he's a human. Okay.
Yeah.
Though I'm a little unusual. Welcome, Urameshi. You have become a part of my territory.
Okay.
Go on ahead, try as hard as you can to move. It will get you nowhere.
Damn it.
Get help! Get help! Get help! Get help!
It's Pooh.
Right there, straight ahead.
The way they were speed walking, because they can't show kids running in the halls at school.
Yeah.
What is it anyway?
Yeah, they don't sell things like that at the pet store.
What's the big deal? Haven't you ever seen a blue baby penguin?
But we all know penguins don't fly.
Wow, you guys at Junior Science Club? Just get out of here before I lose my gosh darn temper!
Oh, now they run. Okay.
Now they're running.
Yeah.
What's gotten into you? Pooh, how'd you get here?
Just calm down and speak to us slowly.
Get Pooh a paper
I
bag.
forgot, you can't talk.
Pooh's like, motherfucker,
Pooh?
All right, let's see Pooh's drawing.
Yusuke is in danger.
What do you mean?
Damn it.
Yusuke is kidnapped.
Well,
Okay.
he actually got kidnapped and they left
Yeah.
him and
11.
everything.
Come to the old mansion in Rokurokubi Estates.
But Kurama, Hiei, and Kuwabara must be among them. If these three don't show up on time, Yusuke Urameshi's survival cannot be guaranteed. Ah!
Oh.
They know
All right.
about you all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What are they after?
Well, they'll tell you there,
Seemingly
probably.
proving himself as the toughest fighter in all of Earth and the Demon Realm, Yusuke Urameshi has been easily captured by 3 mysterious human students. What dark plan are these teens concocting? And what is the nature of their...
So you know what these 3 are? They're psychics. That's what they've got to be. They got to be psychics.
Right. One of them did look like what's his name from Mob?
Yeah.
All right. Defeat Toguro, quite possibly the strongest being in this realm. But those damn junior hires.
Junior high psychics or something or other, you know? They just basically have some kind of basic telekinesis, and it's like,
yep.
I don't care what you can do. You can't move. It's not a strength thing. It's just a fact that there's not a physical force holding you down. It's something else.
Sure.
Something that shuts down his, capacity to even, communicate with his muscles,
Yep. If only they had those people to help them with Toguro.
Yeah.
Darn.
Okay. New OP?
Yep, new OP. Mm-hmm. Cool. And the other Toguro brother is still alive. I really like that as a development, because if you're going to have a character survive, have it be one of the people with crazy immortality powers.
Yep.
And even if he got, turned to mist, basically, theoretically, he could still survive because of his powers, right? So it just took a long time. Awesome.
Regenerate.
Yep.
He had some kind of piece of him that, got away or something like
got
that. That
blown away on the wind
over.
or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then the idea that it almost looked like the explosion was such that it was like a secondary thing went off or something, but maybe not, because there was so little of the rubble there that it feels almost like it collapsed. And then the explosion happened.
Right.
But even then, there would still be a lot more around. But then this guy with the little third eye kind of thing comes in and very much gave the vibe of, I'm gonna eat you. Like that was basically the vibe I got from him when I saw
either
older Toguro.
Either I'm going to I got the vibe of either I'm going to eat you, or it's the you will serve me now.
Sure.
You're gonna be my bitch, basically.
Yeah.
And the idea of the Toguro brother surviving, that is a great motivational reason to sort of provide the explanation for when these people come after Yusuke, and they specifically want Kuwabara, Hiei, and Kurama to come along. It's okay, this is a vengeance thing, and
I mean, it's not necessarily though.
It not necessarily.
No, that's
but
the thing.
But it that could be the connection point of at least why all of them are known to be summoned. Because they're powerful people that could theoretically oppose whatever's being done.
So I think we've got it all wrong. I think this is not some kind of villain introduction. These were the 3 boys that joined the crew on the front page for their pose shot. In
right.
the OP.
So
I think they're actually bringing him up here not as a vengeance thing, as we need to meet you. We need to force you guys to take us seriously. That's why we're not going to basically make you think that we're aggressive towards you.
Gotcha.
It's the thing of, okay, you're clearing some kind of Tagashi-style condition for me to be able to actually overpower you. I need you to touch me. I need you to strike me. I need to take a few hits from you. Okay, cool, conditions met. Bam, I have you. And now all your friends will take us seriously. And then we're gonna talk, not fight, but talk.
The reason why I think it's what I think it is that it's something where they've been possessed by the bugs already, because those are going around doing stuff, and we've seen what they were capable of doing before, and that's also maybe where they got some of their powers, even though they're human, right?
Yeah, the bugs didn't possess people though. The bugs basically turned people into zombies.
Well, okay, yeah, but it was a form of possession, even if it made it very obvious that they were possessed, right? They would get into the people and then they'd take them over.
I don't think they actually get into people.
Pretty sure.
Or was it more of a thing where they actually just controlled them to be because there was no visual thing of them having.
Regardless of how it ended up happening that they controlled people, the end result was that they controlled people.
Okay.
And so I feel like that's probably what's going on here, in that these people are being controlled, and that's why they actually have these powers. They could totally have a separate explanation for it, but that would be a nice way to solve the issue of how do these people that are junior high students that didn't go to some dark tournament or whatever, and we haven't seen some story of them going on their own journey of getting stronger and everything.
They're new introductions.
Where did they come from? All that stuff. Well, they were actually kind of made in that sense, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I get the vibe though that it's more so that there's a demon connection with the bugs. That means they're like the things that the saint beasts use.
Right.
But the bigger connection is not that they're, like possessing them or anything like that. It's the idea that these people are basically being like either like awakened, or they're giving some kind of like special like demon powers or something like that to them. Because
more like a permanent imparting, and that's why like maybe even after this whole situation resolves, they're still able to join the group because they still have abilities.
They will still have powers.
Okay.
Yeah, and my vibe is more of how can we Nakama these people? And I would say that my immediate guess is that they need help. Is that they're actually more of basically in a situation where they're like, we need the crew, we need those people. Are they strong enough? Can Yusuke still like deliver the stuff there? And he's like, well, he's not actually as strong as I thought.
Right, but then
they didn't seem to be malicious, Like at any, there was no point where they seemed to be like specifically trying to hurt Kuwabara. In fact, if anything, they were like, hey, that little like creature there, you should maybe set him free. Like, maybe move him out of the way. Like, it was almost a thing of where they were like, we need that thing to make sure that it can go and tell the friends that something is going on. And what I thought, if they were malicious, was that he would set him down and be like, yeah, I don't care about him. And then the other two would, like, sneak around and grab him or something. But they didn't even do that. So
yeah, it's something where because the motivations of the antagonistic figures so far are not clear, and the only potential hint towards motivation with, like, say, people that we already understand as antagonists of, like, the other Toguro brother, we don't actually have a necessary connection between him and these punks here.
Nothing
right?
at all right now.
So, who knows what they're doing, but they're they at the very least feel comfortable threatening Yusuke's safety, right? In the letter, like, we can't guarantee his safety, right? If you don't show up, right? So even if they don't intend to hurt Yusuke, they are using the threat of Yusuke's life to get them to show up. Okay.
Yeah. Again, I feel like that's kind of a thing of where they're trying to make sure that they actually bring all of them along and they're being taken seriously.
Well, right, but like
because I'm thinking more on the meta level. Like, I'm not really thinking about as much on the plot level. I'm thinking about the meta level of they can't actually really threaten Yusuke. And then two,
they have to be made friends at some point.
They have to be made friends at some point. So
and that's what I was thinking with the bugs, is that if they end up saving them from the bugs, that's the way, that could be a clever way to work around the I fight you until we're Nakama, because a lot of the times it's like, well, hold on, the conflicts that would have brought you to blows are still there, and unless it's something where you're just fighting for kicks like Kuwabara and Yusuke would do, what's the deal, right? And if it's something where they're not actually acting under their own will, then you have a way where it's, okay, yeah, we set you free, and now maybe you also feel indebted to us. Thanks for saving us. Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
Now we're buds. Oh, can you teach us some of, what you were doing, right?
Sure, and then maybe that's the reason why there's these demon signatures popping up in town, is that the bugs don't remain with the same person for any long period of time. They do something to them that releases the signature, demon activity, but then the person either dies or has some kind of like exhaustion collapse or what have you that sends their spirit to the spirit world, not necessarily killing the body. And that could be the thing, is where they're actually like sucking souls or what have you like that. And then the Reapers who are hanging out with Botan are like, yeah, I've taken 20 already so far in the last month at Yusuke's town or what have you.
Right. And that's, that's...
Because I feel like what Togashi is doing is basically saying, okay, we need a new arc.
Right.
So in order to make this arc feel like we're going to give it proper investment of time, I need to set up a bunch of disconnected pieces, or perceived disconnected pieces, and then over the course of the next few episodes, connect them all together, give you a reason to have the protagonist then go and do the thing. And in the meantime, we need to explore the character of, like, Yusuke primarily, with going into, hey, you did that. Can you go back to normal life now?
And I really like that that's being explored, because the parallels between Yusuke and Toguro don't have to stop just because Toguro was defeated.
Sure.
That's something that I don't generally expect long-form stories to do when an arc resolves, but I really appreciate that it's happening here, because yes, Toguro and Yusuke were very similar.
Yeah.
Those similarities, Yusuke didn't actually deal with those. He dealt with the fact that he keeps a lot of barriers up in front of his emotions, right? That's what he dealt with. Being able to mourn Genkai, rely on his friends, things like that, right? But, oh, hey, you're super strong now, and now, yeah, you can still do, like, general spirit detective stuff, but none of it's going to be challenging. None of it's necessarily going to be fun. It's probably going to feel like work, you know? And, what do you do then?
Yeah, and having basically no real, like, immediate support from this outside of Keiko, because Keiko is the one that would probably have the least, I would say, emotional connection to a lot of the struggle that he went through in the Dark Tournament. Like, obviously she cares about him, but she doesn't really necessarily understand what he went through in order to beat the Dark Tournament.
She wasn't present for a lot of it.
Well, right. Well, meaning that, I just want to clarify what I'm meaning here, is that obviously, like, she cares about the fact that he went through this big ordeal and overcame it and then, you know, came out of it most part okay. But I think she's also been more worried about, like, whether or not that had any lasting effect on him of, like, hey, you know, you had to kill, like, you know, like, are you gonna be are you gonna be okay with that? Or,
you were in a life or death situation.
Exactly.
You thought a couple people very close to you died. Yeah.
But she doesn't really know what that struggle was like.
Right.
Because Yusuke's not the kind of person to share really much of any of that. And the fact that Yusuke's main problem right now is that he's more just feeling restless could be the idea that he's resolved it and he doesn't have to deal with that emotional impact.
Sure.
Or it could be a side effect of him not addressing it fully.
Right.
And he's feeling like he needs something to distract him. He needs something to be in front of him that's a very simple, obvious problem that he can, you know,
hence
swing
why
his
he went
hammer
with
on,
the
you know?
with the dudes to behind the school or whatever to be like, okay, yeah, let's fight. It's not even really going to be a fight. Kuwabara even pointed it out. I loved Kuwabara's like retorts to Yusuke this
They're
episode.
so good.
Both of the hold on, you wish you had something that was more of a challenge. Do you remember what happened and how I almost died? Like, you know, wanting to, you know, have your work be challenging. Sure. But with this kind of work, maybe not.
Maybe not.
You know? And then, it's just,
Yeah, it's something where we look at our main character more even than the characters in universe do. We have that omniscient perspective.
Right.
We get to see what he's thinking after a character says a thing. So from our perspective, Yusuke seems to not necessarily be doing that well. He is definitely doing, I would say, better than expected. And that's probably because there's a little bit of separation from a lot of the other effects of the Dark Tournament, like Genkai.
Sure.
Like the spirit world shenanigans in general.
Not being on the island.
Not being on the island, all these things that he's probably going to get roped back into because, God damn it, we've got another crisis on our hands so quickly.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Of course we have another crisis. We got to do another arc, damn it. And given that both Kurama and Hiei were used in this episode very, I would say, like, stereotypically, we need to have one scene with each of them to remind the audience that they exist and they're still doing a thing.
Well, and
but
what
both
they're
of them
doing
were the exact same thing that we're covering were those little demon ant things.
Yep.
Which makes our brains go to Togashi, ants, you know, and then just like, what? You know?
I wonder if this is if you're mulling over some ideas right now.
Was the Chimera Ant arc actually inspired by Yu Yu Hakusho?
Like, it would make sense, you know, that he just refined some of his ideas in a previous anime or previous manga. You know,
yeah, that's like, actually one of the meta things that like we do know about Yu Yu Hakusho was that it was something that he didn't necessarily want to do this exact way. Like, there are things about this that were made for the publisher. And then when he ended Yu Yu Hakusho, it wasn't ended on his
right. It was like, it was something like 5 chapters.
Like,
you know,
he ended it early,
and then it's over. Yeah,
yeah. And then he went and started making the one he really wanted to make, which was Hunter x Hunter.
And because Yu Yu Hakusho is so popular, then it's like, okay, yeah, do your thing.
Now you don't have as much, you know, oversight and stuff. And it's funny because Yu Yu Hakusho shares a lot of similar qualities with regards to Hunter x Hunter and some of its like cast structure, a couple like character beats,
even
and
the color scheme for the main character.
Oh yeah, totally.
Green outfit, black hair.
Yeah, but also the idea of the way in which we go about resolving conflicts in general like in this story is it's very similar at times to Hunter x Hunter, but if this is the point where he's starting to go into more of that Hunter x Hunter style, where it's like, okay, we're gonna show an island by the water with a being that very much could be a consume type being,
right?
That's not fully human.
Well, and
you know, maybe a hybrid of sorts, and then we start showing ants.
Yeah.
And happenings and weird things, and we're like thinking serial killers. It's like, bro, these are the early signs, but given a twist of what the Chimera Ant arc was.
Like, since after watching Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
We've seen other things that, shall we
poorly
say,
rip off.
Reference, poorly rip off. Like,
yes.
You know, it's and you know, it can be fun if they're ripping off the Chimera Ant arc, because you know, it's like, Chimera Ant arc is a legendary arc. Right, so it's sort of like that nod, paying homage, right? All that, right? But if we end up getting something where it's actually just like Togashi doing like a
rough draft.
A rough draft, like a chapter 0 basically of the Chimera Ant arc before, you know, Hunter x Hunter or anything.
And in this setting, there's a lot of things that could make it really different because of the spiritual angle. Like, it's not the
spiritual angle, the fact that there aren't as many hard mechanics to the power system, you know?
Yeah.
So things like, for instance, Kuwabara losing his powers.
Yeah, we need to go into that.
We need to go into that. And the thing is that we don't even know if he has lost his powers, right?
Yeah, if anything, it might not be a simple thing of he, you know, just can't summon the spirit sword or what have you. It's that the method by which he was pulling his spirit sword out, if you will, doesn't work anymore. He just needs a new method.
Or he needs to like let his body rest for a month, you know, before he can do it again. Like, like who knows? Because you dealt with a mysterious magic item that wasn't even fully understood by the person who gave it to you.
Identify on it.
Right, exactly. You know, you didn't have time for that shit, right? You had a dark tournament to fight, you know, so awesome, right? So, but that means that from here on out, we don't know what could happen. The whole thing with the dude's power of like, this is my territory and now you can't move.
That felt very Hunter x Hunter.
That felt very Hunter x Hunter.
That's why I thought that it was not necessarily a malicious thing, but that he was just needing him to clear conditions on the setup here so you could then have the effect of, you're now in my territory.
I feel like the conditions thing was definitely a thing as far as the motivations.
Sure.
We disagree on that one, but
yeah, that's fine.
But it was also one of those things where it's like, oh, Hunter x Hunter type mechanics, cool. But then at the same time, you're being like, oh, but we haven't. I feel like we haven't really built up those kinds of mechanics as much in this, and Yusuke just beat Taguro, and it was this hype as hell thing. I don't want to see him get off screen captured, you know, by some junior hires.
But that's kind of arbitrary. It doesn't really matter whether or not Yusuke wins or loses fights or what have you. It's just the idea that this story is going to continue.
Well, yeah.
And in order for it to continue, we need to have power escalation.
Sure. So and as far as having subversions of expectations, having the main character that just beat the strongest be the one that potentially just got damseled and distressed. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm not meaning that. I'm meaning that he wasn't actually beaten by a stronger power. He was beaten by a power he doesn't know.
Meaning a power that was conditionally stronger than him.
No. Meaning that it's something that's not actually contesting his actual power. Like the idea that having just a basic telekinesis obviously beats someone who needs to point their finger like this in order to win.
Well, or as a similar thing, the cape thing that portaled away Kuwabara.
Totally.
Theoretically, that could have hit anybody. They probably would have dodged it, but theoretically, it could have even worked on Taguro if he let himself get wrapped up in it.
Exactly.
You know, so
yeah, we're in a world of magic items and weird supernatural shit where really I feel like we've already had built up the idea that anyone can be beaten by anything. It's just that there is no limits as to what anything can be because we have literally the world of magic items where we have a sword that just, Kuwabara, you get super enhanced. You know? Just because you're using this sword. Why? Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You get super enhanced.
And who knows? I wouldn't even be surprised if this style was something that made then Togashi want to experiment with a different style of, because like
slightly harder magic
harder magic system, because like even though Hunter x Hunter and the NEN system and everything definitely gets like soft when it wants to, as far as like you know, a bit looser with some of the rules, I could totally see it being something where it's the Yu Yu Hakusho is the story where Togashi goes really hard into the, you know, emotional beats of the story, what needs to happen, what will help the characters grow, things like that. Less about the numbers of this thing and the counters of this thing, it's of this element type or whatever. But yeah. I'm curious to see what the angle is with the house, because if it's not connected to the mysterious new figure and the other Toguro brother, then I am very curious what the motivations will be of these three.
You know what it's going to be?
What?
These are all Genkai's new students. And they just do grabbing Yusuke, basically, because they're like, is this dumbass still wanting to pick fight with middle schoolers?
Oh, damn.
Okay,
yeah.
he is.
Genkai's disappointed in you.
You need to kick his ass because he still has these problems.
That would actually... okay.
I'm calling it right now.
If that's what it is, that would be fantastic, because then it would also be a very great way to have a mechanical explanation for why these people are able to do this crazy thing, because Genkai specifically is the one with 100 different techniques that are all really crazy, to the point where Toguro's like, yeah, you can't beat her tactically, just overwhelming power, right?
Right.
So she teaches it to these losers, and then they're like, yeah.
No, that's the thing. They're not losers. They're going to be the ones that Yusuke will train with.
No, right. But it's the thing of, they bring him there, and then Genkai's just like, I taught you better. Like, wow, really?
You were so
dumbass,
you were so easy as a test. They even told you they were like middle schoolers, basically.
Right.
And yet, nah. Yusuke, you have a lot to learn. And I don't care that they beat you in this thing. Obviously, they did. They used a technique of mine, which is called my territory.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, what the hell was that? It's a basic thing that keeps your muscles from moving for like a specific amount of time. If you had basically stopped trying to resist it and waited for 10 seconds, you would have been fine or something.
Right,
and it'd be like, that's some bullshit. And it's like, yes, exactly. And I used it on you because you've got some bullshit still in your head.
Right.
You dumbass,
The, back before in the discussion where I mentioned the 2 comments that Kuwabara said that I really loved. The other one that I forgot about was you're gonna fight regular humans, you might as well just beat up people at a retirement home.
Nursing home,
At a nursing home. It's like, yeah, that's really true. Like,
it is.
Apart from you might have your own shit to deal with, Yusuke, and you've gotten in plenty of fights before, you are not a regular person anymore. Like
I imagine Kuwabara watching the fight, and he's like the Incredibles family talking to Dash and the relay race. Make it close, like second place, like take a couple hits, man.
To reference something else from Incredibles, if that guy didn't have his My Territory thing or whatever, theoretically, it could have turned into Mr. Incredible versus Mr. Huff if all of a sudden he gets thrown through 5 walls or whatever.
I think Yusuke has a much stronger control of his punches. Totally. Because he did actually punch him twice.
Right.
And that's why he's like, oh, the punches felt kind of weak, is because Yusuke was not using
Right,
his
he
full
thinks he's
strength.
a regular human, and he's like, I don't want to kill you. Right. But at the same time, I do need to blow off some steam, so I'm going to try and end it with the 1 punch. Make it a big enough punch that it takes you out. But
it took 2,
it didn't.
And it still didn't, drop him. So
right.
All right. Well, we'll see in probably the next episode or 2. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.